Ashes and Embers. Book 1, When the Smoke Clears. The war is over, but the real story begins now. Harry and Draco, drawn together by fate, find love, redemption, and a new legacy in raising Remus Lupin's son. This is a tale of healing, fire, and the magic of found family. Chapter 3, The Shape of a Home. Underscore 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 underscore. The kitchen at Grimmauld Place had never smelled like cinnamon before. It had known the scent of blood and fire, of dust and mold, and once, briefly, Mrs. Weasley's beef stew. But this was different. Warm, sweet, alive. A little burnt, yes, but unmistakably homey. Draco stood at the ancient stove with flour on his face and an expression of grim determination, wand tapping lightly against the surface of a mixing bowl. The spell Cinnamella Spiralicus was one he'd found in an old cookbook wedged behind a cursed grimoire, and while the results were questionable, the house hadn't caught fire yet. Progress. Behind him, Harry entered with Teddy tucked under one arm, the baby's hair a vibrant gold this morning, his happy color, they'd learned. "What's burning?" Harry asked with a smirk. Draco didn't look up. "Your optimism. You're making cinnamon rolls?" "I'm attempting to," Draco corrected. "There's a difference." Teddy wriggled, and Harry set him down with a soft laugh. The baby immediately toddled over to Draco's legs, wrapping himself around one ankle like a clingy barnacle. Draco looked down at the little leech and sighed with mock exasperation, though he didn't move to shake him off. "You have an audience," Harry said. Draco gave a theatrical groan. This was not part of the spell requirements. But despite the sarcasm, he kept baking. Underscore 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 underscore. Later, the three of them sat at the scarred old table, eating slightly charred but surprisingly edible cinnamon rolls. Teddy, with cinnamon smudged across his cheeks, declared, in bubbly baby gibberish, that it was number. "I take that as high praise," Draco said, sipping his tea. Harry looked around the kitchen, the cracked tiles, the mismatched chairs, the cupboard still labeled serious as whiskey, hands off. Somehow, it felt less haunted now. "I never thought this place could feel like home," Harry said quietly. Draco glanced at him. "It doesn't have to be perfect to be home." Harry met his eyes and smiled. It was easier now. The old tension, the rivalry, the years of bitterness, they still hovered in the background, but they had faded. Like the smell of smoke after a fire. Still there, but not choking anymore. Underscore 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 underscore. That afternoon, they got a letter. Delivered by a small tawny owl, it was addressed in careful script to Harry Potter and household. Draco opened it, curious. "Mr. Potter. I hope this letter finds you well. I've been made aware that young Teddy Lupin is in your care. There is a matter of some importance involving his inheritance and magical guardianship that requires discussion. Please come to Gringotts at your earliest convenience. Sincerely, Griphook. Senior Account Manager, Vault Affairs **. Harry groaned. "I haven't seen Griphook since we broke into Gringotts. Think he'll still be sore about that?" "Probably," Draco said with a grin. "But if Teddy's inheritance is involved, you'll have to face the goblins." Harry sighed. You're coming with me. Draco raised an eyebrow. Am I? Yes, Harry said firmly. You're not just a housemate, Draco. You're raising him with me. We're doing this together. Draco looked down at Teddy, who was now trying to feed a spoon to a stuffed dragon. Merlin, help us, Draco muttered. But there was no argument in his voice. Only quiet agreement. Underscore 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 underscore. Later, as the sun began to dip below the London skyline, painting the windows of Grimmauld Place gold, Harry sat alone in the library. He held an old photo of Remus and Tonks. Tonks grinning with wild pink hair, Remus holding her hand with a tired, tender smile. I hope we're doing this right, Harry whispered. Behind him, Draco entered silently, holding a mug of cocoa and a clean baby blanket. You are, he said. Harry looked at him. You, Draco had said. Not we. You don't think this is real yet? Harry asked. Draco hesitated, then sat beside him. I think. I've never had anything real before, he said quietly. This still feels like something I could wake up from. Harry turned, placing the photo on the table. Then let's make it real. Draco's breath caught slightly. What does that mean? Harry shrugged, but there was resolve in his voice. It means you're not just a guest here. You're part of this family. Whether you believe it yet or not. Teddy cried from the nursery, his little voice echoing through the house again. Draco stood first. I'll get him. Harry watched him go, heart warm. Grimmauld Place was still a strange, creaky house. Still lined with fading wallpaper and stubborn ghosts. But that night, as Teddy drifted off between them, and Draco fell asleep with a baby bottle still tucked between two fingers, Harry looked around and saw it clearly for the first time. This wasn't just a house. It was a beginning. Underscore 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 underscore. End of chapter 3.